Welcome to 6 Minutes. I'm Jason Fulmore. Today I'm joined by RJ Weston, Lassiter, Georgia. How's it going, RJ?
It's pretty good.
Good. Awesome. I see you're wearing your UNI shirt, and we're going to talk about the Panthers. Yeah, definitely, especially how they've been gathering a bunch of Southeast hammers to head up north. But before we get to that, let's actually go kind of chronologically, because for me it makes the most sense. If we go back in time, you win a state title as a sophomore.
Yes.
And then you have a huge summer, a fantastic summer.
A little breakthrough there.
I'm sorry?
I had a little breakthrough there.
Yeah, it was great. You know, you went up to Fargo, for people that don't know, and you dominated in Greco. Absolutely. Did anybody score a point on you in Greco?
No, I was 49-0 with my points, I think, or 48 now.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And you know, really
awesome.
took apart Jared Sima in the finals.
Yeah.
Which was unbelievable.
It was all Texan pins.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously we all go into the expectations, we're going to win, we're going to, do this, we're going to do that. But was that, I mean, were you surprised at how on fire you were?
A little bit, yeah. So like 2 weeks before we had cadet duels, and I went like 50-50 there. So I had a messed up hip. I think I got a concussion. I wasn't able to wrestle the second half of freestyle. But I went like 50-50. I lost some matches and I won some matches.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting back, and I just did what I had to do. I trained with Flavin, the Life University girls coach, and he helped me and Camden Monroe, the other kid who was in my bracket, who lost to Sima in the semis.
Yeah.
Me and him, we had like a week, like just us two training camp type of thing, and it was solely position the entire time with Greco. So it was really good, and I did what I had to do. I was going to the chiropractor like every other day, so I felt really good up there. That was probably the best I've ever felt at any tournament. Like I didn't feel sore even after Greco and everything. Like the entire tournament, I felt great. I cut 2 pounds for it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's
so you followed up the Greco national title with a run through freestyle. And the thing that was the most interesting, or the most the thing I looked for, I mean, it's really good to see kids who are dominant and they, whatever, but you lost one match, but you lost kind of early. You
lost around 16.
Yeah, and you battled 6 matches back through to take third.
I wrestled a total of 9 or 10 matches in freestyle, actually.
Yeah. So you battled your way back through, and again, many of your matches were pins or techs, except for 2. And 2
the 2 nail biters at the end.
Yeah. So what is it like? You're rolling, you're going through, you are you're getting pins and techs, and next thing you know, you find yourself in a match that it comes down to a takedown with 20 seconds left. What is kind of your mindset as it relates to that?
That's actually a big thing I worked on when I was a little younger. I used to always get flustered. Like, the points aren't coming to me. What am I supposed to do? I'm looking over at my coach and I'm going like, I can't do anything, and all this type of stuff. I'm getting shut down. And now I enjoy those matches. I find it fun. And,
awesome.
So, and the thing is, I can't stop wrestling. No matter what, there's still 3 seconds on the clock. You got to go.
Yeah.
So you can score 4 points in freestyle, which I ended up doing. With I had like 10 seconds left in my third place match, and I scored 4 and then another 1 or something like that, and I ended up beating him 5-4 or something.
Yeah, you. I was looking back through. I was watching some of the old matches, and you scored with very little time remaining in a couple of matches that kind of pushed you through, and I thought that was a real sign of kind of resilience, of kind of working through, especially. The mindset is I'm rolling, I'm hammering everybody. I'm doing really well. And then you get into a match and you're like, ugh, and I've got to figure out a way to win. And you did.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I love those matches. So
awesome.
And
so is that, go ahead.
one of the kids that I wrestled, Hunter Lydon,
Mm-hmm.
he ended up he teched me at cadet duels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he beat me. And then because I wasn't able to wrestle in that match because I was hurt. And my teammate got teched in like 43 seconds or something like that. So that was a big win too. And he beat the guy that I lost to in the round of 16.
So it was a nice comeback to get that win.
Feeling good. I was definitely feeling good.
Awesome. Well, is that when you kind of popped up on the screen for UNI? Is after Fargo, or were you already there? Were you already kind of?
I was actually already talking to Coach Roper,
Mm-hmm.
the assistant coach there, and that's one of the big things that pulled me toward UNI is that they were with me before any of the stuff. Like they said, I see talent in this kid. He just has to have a breakthrough, and that's one of the things. Like they've always seen it, and then they were just like they were surprised. They weren't surprised, but like it was supposed to happen. Like they were. You're at that level. Like you should be doing that every time.
And that was big that they showed that interest before you hit it. Awesome. So what is it about UNI that besides that, and obviously Schwab and Roper and that sort of thing, that kind of really was attractive?
So I visited a few schools. I visited 2 schools before that. I visited NC State and I visited University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. And so NC State was my first visit. And when I went there, it was a huge campus, right? It takes 15 minutes to get from one side to the other driving. Like this thing's massive.
Okay.
And I'm everywhere. Like the classes are going to be big, all this type of stuff. At least in the beginning, the classes are going to be big until I get into my major. And
right.
I'm someone who like the teacher kind of needs to know me, like not know me, but like I need to have a relationship with the teacher. I can't just be another number on the seating chart and all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I really liked NC State. I liked what they were doing there and everything like that. And then UTC, it was a smaller campus. I liked that, but it was right in downtown Chattanooga. Like it was right there. The city was right next to it. Everything. So that was playing with it. I was like, am I going to be a little distracted? And then I visited UNI, and I absolutely just fell in love with it. Right when I got off the plane, there was just a completely different atmosphere. So Drew Foster actually was flying in from DC because he was doing the president for the NCAA champs.
Yeah.
And so we ended up driving to UNI with them, and we got off, and I met him, and like 3 guys walked up to us and shook our hands just for being UNI wrestlers. And I wasn't even a UNI wrestler yet. I was just one of the recruits that they were bringing up. So everyone knows who they are. Like we went out to dinner and we were walking through the restaurant and guys were standing up from their table, shaking Coach Schwab's and Coach Roper's and all the coaches' hands and all the wrestlers' hands while we're going to sit down.
That's pretty cool.
So, and UNI, it's a 7-minute walk from one side to the other side of the campus.
Yeah.
Everything's right there. It's a college town. It's what I fell in love with it. Like the second I stepped on the campus, the second I walked into the wrestling room, it's like, this is where I want to be.
Very
cool. I kind of knew like that's where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I will say it was the assistant coach that was making me go there. Well, not go there, but making my interest go there is Coach Roper. His style of coaching is very similar to my coaches at Level Up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very technical. It's very hand placement here, all this tiny little detail-oriented stuff. It's not just let's get a blast elbow and run through it. It's hand placement, all this type of stuff. And then I met Coach Schwab, and I like fell in love right away. He's crazy. The man was working out with some of his guys, and he's beating them at some of the stuff. He's like picking up 80-pound medicine balls, just throwing it over, doing drills with them and all this type of stuff. I've seen pictures of him like literally coaching practice in khaki pants.
Really?
Yeah. Just like he's like, I showed up late, but I just get right there. He's wearing wrestling shoes and khaki pants.
Oh man, I would kill for a picture.
But so I absolutely just love the school and
yeah.
So
awesome. So that was at the end of your sophomore year, And, we started junior year after Fargo, and you went to
Yeah.
Southern Slam. I saw you at Southern Slam. You beat Stone Check 1-0 in the finals.
Yeah.
In a great, great tournament. I mean, they had a lot of really good wrestlers at 152.
Yeah, there's definitely some good wrestlers there.
Yeah. And, and then you get hurt.
Yeah.
And, you miss the rest of the year, and then coronavirus hits and all these sorts of things. And so you're trained, you're moving really well, right? And then you had some hiccups. So mentally, what has it been like to be patient, allow yourself to get healthy so that you can get back to that level?
Yeah. So, it was really hard. In the beginning, it didn't even feel real, kind of. Started feeling real once I had to get the cast on and everything. And I'm like, man, I'm really stuck. Like, I can't do anything. Like, I was trying to find a loophole. Like, maybe I can wrestle with a cast on.
Right.
Maybe I can do something, but yeah. So I went to all of my practices for my high school team. I was helping out there. My coach was letting me help coach. So I was walking around the room, limping around the room.
Right.
Just helping out. And then I ended up working at Level Up too. So I was staying with wrestling the entire time. So I was keeping my mind sharp the entire time. I was watching film. I watched a ton of film. Back all my matches, the ones that I lost mostly. I want to see where I messed up, all these type of different things.
Sure.
And then I would help some of my guys on my team too.
Yeah.
So I'd watch their matches. So we use MapBoss. So I'd watch their matches and we'd go and we'd break it down and I would help them there. Like,
so staying mentally engaged was a real important part of you kind of feeling like you weren't removed from everything.
Right. So, and that's like, I was still on the floor at all the tournaments. I was going to all the tournaments.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing you at the knockout, and everything else. So
I was there. But it was definitely hard. I hit a little rough patches here and there. Everyone was always telling me, you'll be back. Just don't rush back into it. You don't want to re-injure yourself or get hurt even more and all this type of stuff. And I was getting told that so many different times from so many different people. And they were right. I ended up doing PT for a little bit with my ankle. I did that for about 2 months. And then I got cleared, and then Corona happened. And I was like, I'm finally able to wrestle live, but I'm not allowed to do it yet.
So I was going to say, is there anything that you did off the mat that kind of helped you as well? Do you have like a hobby or something that kind of, you focused on?
Yeah. So, I did a lot of fishing.
A lot of fishing.
I love to fish. Especially when Corona hit, when I wasn't allowed to be in the gym all the time. I was fishing all the time. I was going with my friends, just going fishing to like ponds and different stuff. So.
All right. Okay. That's cool. That's it. I think that the best athletes around have to be super intense during the times that they're intense, but it's really important to have those times when you can have something else to work on, because it helps your mindset. So that's cool. So you love to fish.
Yeah. That and just hang out with friends.
Yeah. Awesome.
So,
awesome. So now you are back rolling around. And, I've seen you up in South Carolina competing with Team Shoot. I've seen you online, obviously, wrestling with Gabe Arnold and the other guys at Level Up, that sort of thing. Yeah. So are you chopping at the bit to ready to get back into some real action?
Yeah. I actually, last night, I just registered for the Fall Grappler Classic. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going 152 again not again, but I'm going 152 for that. And then I have a few duels with Team Shut Up in PA. I have one on September 19th and 20th, Battle of the Berg, and then I'm doing Columbus Day with them in October.
Nice. So you travel all over the place trying to get as many matches as possible.
Oh, yeah. Now that all these national things are starting to pick up, I got to make up for all the time that I missed. So I'm like, let's go. Come on. I'll do Super 32, and I want to do preseason nationals.
Awesome.
Preseason nationals up in Des Moines this year.
So is that
away from you and I?
October? Is that October?
Yeah, end of October.
Yeah. Awesome. So, one of the things that I was looking at is that, Lassiter has moved, I think, down to 6A, right?
Yeah, we moved down this year.
So now you're talking about some of the guys that you were in your bracket, Camden Monroe, Dawson Matthews. They're right in your weight class. I mean, you guys could be competing for a state title this year. Does that make it fun?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I enjoy it. I like having the best competition. I feel like that's the only way that we're going to end up getting better. So
yeah. And I don't know if you guys will end up at the same weight or not, but, the possibility is there. And, to see national ranked guys, wrestling each other in Georgia's against each other is pretty awesome.
Put on a show.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I look forward to seeing you at the different places. I'll be at the Grappler Fall Classic as well. Right. We'll have to catch up. Yeah, anxious to see you back on the mats.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, RJ, take care.
All right, you too.
All right, bye.
Bye.